I have to put a two, so I'll know that this is the second one in this sweater. Um, I'll talk about Showgirls first, and I'll make one more, and that'll be about the second book, and then that's it. Showgirls. I don't know. I don't know. It's a whole lot of stuff you can say. But I watched it since it first came out on DVD. I don't know, on video, because it's like it's like touching a sore tooth with your tongue. It's like, we have that scratch. You just keep scratching it so it'll hurt, that kind of thing. I don't know what it is. I think, what I think that the problem is that it's bipolar. Maybe that's why I like it. It makes no sense. It has, it just doesn't. I'm sorry. I don't own it. I don't know anything about it. There's my disclaimer. Come on and sue me. You can come get the sweaters. That's all you can get, because most of those are too big. So I have a reason to buy more clothes. Anyway, but one day I was in, how you're in a weird mood when you're looking at something, and I was sitting there thinking um that there's a lot of blatant racism in that movie. Because first of all, the lead character is, and I don't own any of these characters. The story, the lead character is this tall, in real life, her name's Elizabeth something. I don't know what her name is. But she, Berkeley. She was in that Saved by the Bell, whatever that thing is. And she is this tall Aryan princess, And when we first see her, she's hitchhiking. She just happens to get picked up by this nice little guy, and then she goes to Las Vegas and she wins a lot of money. And then she loses all the money. And then she realizes that this guy is driven away with her suitcase. I mean, you guys have seen it a million times. But anyway, she meets this black girl. She's standing there, Elizabeth Berkley's character, standing there beating on the car, and this black girl runs up. And she just immediately, she sits her down and she buys the Ice Maiden, that's what we'll call her, the Aryan Ice Maiden, food, and offers her a place to stay, and tells her, well, it's not much, but you can come and stay with me, and all this stuff, and falls, immediately, at this woman's feet. And through the whole movie, she takes um care of her, basically like a little maid. She's the seamstress. She makes her clothes. She's living in her house. She's the only one buying food, because Elizabeth Berkley's character doesn't buy any food. Nomi, that's her name. She doesn't buy any food. You don't see her ever buy anything. She never buys anything for herself. She um she meets, oh, and also the little black girl is responsible for, like, the Snow Queen Nomi's, even her very happiness. She has an upset with one of the dancers, no, the star of the show, Crystal. Nomi has an upsetting little, I guess you guys know that scene where they have that little fight when they first meet, and she tells her, yeah, you're not a real dancer because you dance at the Cheeto, whatever the name of the jump is. um she goes to, let me see, yeah, so she has this uproar with Crystal, and then they're out leaving, and she goes, well, yeah, here, the little black girl goes, well, I'll drive you to work. And the Ice Princess goes, I don't want to go to work, pouting. She doesn't want to go to work, so she suggests, okay, well, let's go dance, instead of you taking care of your responsibilities so you can pay me pay me some rent. I'm gonna take you somewhere to dance. And then that's where she meets the black guy, who's her other vehicle. So it just so happens she's the best dancing girl he ever seen in his life. And so he goes to, he really likes her. He gets arrested. They get into the big bar fight, remember that? And then he's following her down the street and telling her how, he likes her and all this stuff. I can teach you to dance, and that kind of line. And at one point she tells him, if you love me, you can, the word FUC, that word. I'm not gonna say it. But if you she tells the black guy, if he has to love her before she'll have sex with him. But she goes right to the white guy's bed, right to the white guy. She goes to his mansion and sleeps with him, and he doesn't have to love her, but the black guy has to love her before they can have sex. And I think that was a vehicle for them not to have sex. They dance kind of sexy, but that's still kind of you know taboo. That kind of relationship is still kind of taboo. And I remember just sitting there thinking, this is weird. This is really, really weird that I've never seen this before. But I guess when you're in a different mood, you see different things. And so at the time, she sleeps with the white guy, all this stuff, and she comes home from sleeping with the white guy. And then the little, as I was saying once about characters in romance novels and black characters in TV movies, blah blah blah. In general, there aren't any sex symbol black women. They're sex objects. In as far as the meaning is concerned. But she comes home. The ice princess comes home from the romantic night at the that's supposed to be the not where they live in. They're in Las Vegas. Um, and the girl, where you been? It was it good, and all that stuff like that. You're like, come on, y'all stop. And I don't think you need to be doing them drugs. You know what I mean? It's that same character. It's that same character. I can't understand when people read scripts. They go, wait a minute. Maybe this is a little stereotype. But then again, I don't know. I don't know what kind. I wouldn't take a role like that. I don't think. I did play Bernie Sadie Brown, but who quote unquote basically was the housekeeper, but it was a different dynamic. She just ran the place. She was basically raising the daughter of the family alone because the mother had died. So, and she's more or less it's no relationship between her and the man of the house other than platonic, but um they're kind of working together to raise this little girl, and she's more than just coming out and going, yes, yes, sir, yes, that kind of thing. Um, the Ice Princess, oh, she comes in from being with the black guy and finds out that she got called for back from her audition, evidently the audition, and the little black girl goes, "Oh, here, give me the phone. I'll make the phone call for you," and she has to do all this thing. So her role through the whole entire movie is catering to the Ice Princess. Also, when they it's another scene. Oh yeah, so she gets the audition. Ice Princess Nomi. She gets the audition and she goes to the guy James's house and knocks on the door and goes, oh yeah, because she'd been there before. And she goes, oh yeah, I got the job. I got the yeah, no, she had gotten the job at that time. She'd gotten the job, and he's there with another girl. So, of course, the stereotypical, black guy can't keep his stuff in his pants. He's got to be out there cheating because, he can't control himself. That's another stereotype. Also, um, it's really interesting what happens to him in the end. Um, the girl he's just messing around with, he ends up getting pregnant and he ends up having to leave. He's a dancer too, so you guys know what Showgirls is about. He's a dancer and he's choreographed this whole thing. And it just seems like he gets his in the end, because he has to marry this girl he doesn't love. He has to stop show business and work in a grocery store that her mother owns. I mean, what could be worse in life? Marrying some girl you don't love because she's pregnant. So you're gonna have this woman and a kid that you don't want. And on top of that, working for her mother. I mean, can you imagine? That is hell. That it would have to be hell for a man. I don't know, but I would imagine that's hell for a man. So it's kind of like, okay, that's what you get for messing with them white girls, like that's what I was talking about in the last video about subconscious things being subconsciously, you know, um, um, you know, uh, how things sneak into your subconscious. You kind of get it because you kind of get it in the end. And the dark woman, the what's the name, Crystal character, is after the Snow Queen so bad and running after her and desperate for her, and and she just can't, oh my gosh, she can't live without her. And she's like a predator, because the dark person is the dark-haired, dark-eyed woman is of course the predator, of this little snow princess. And what ends up happening to her is incredible, because she gets thrown down steps. I mean, she's not a young woman. She gets kicked down a step. She's got a compound fracture, supposedly, of her hip. She may never walk again. She may never be in show business again, but it's all worth it to have that one kiss from that snow princess. Oh boy, I walk again, but I got that kiss, And the another part that's not at all funny, I find really disturbing, is the rape scene with the little black girl. She finally meets her idol, this guy that she really likes. I can't remember the names of any people, but she she really likes this singer. And of course the Ice Princess introduces them. And just when you think, I mean, after the first time you've seen the movie, but just as you think that, oh wow, her dream is coming true, she's walking away with her dream. Andrew Carver, that's his name. She's walking away with her dream man. And um what happens, she gets raped. And one of the scene, because it's like, okay, little girlie, don't be trying to get above your station here now. Your place is taking care of the Ice Princess. Don't you dare try to have any dreams or do anything above that. And what's really bothersome to me is the rape scene, because there's a black guy holding her down and he's laughing while the white guy rapes her. Now, when it times comes for the Nomi, the Ice Princess, to go to the rock star's apartment to to have sex, so he thinks. Um, the guys are standing up, going, "How you doing, baby? You look great, baby." And the black guy's grinning and opening the door for her, and she's in there. What in private with him, wherein the black girl was raped, and the black man is laughing and holding her down. When the white woman comes to see the rock star or whatever it is, he um he's grinning and bowing and yes ma'am, and all that kind of stuff. That was really disturbing to me. And then also the end of the movie, um that character has done a lot of awful things. I mean, she's shoved people down the steps. She slept with somebody else's boyfriend. She got her friend raped. She doesn't call the cops when her friend gets raped. She pulls a knife on people. I mean, she does these horrendous things. And in the end, she just gets into, she hitchhikes and gets into a car and just rides away, supposedly giving it all up to, go away. And that goes to me to show white privilege. Also, it goes to me to show that there are no repercussions for behavior that is out of line where a white woman is concerned. Now, the little black girl got raped and beat up and almost killed, but for trying to better herself. This girl does all these things to all these people, and she just gets into another car and drives away. So it's subtle if you can get it. I don't think I'm reading too much into it, but it's go back and look at it again. Go back and look at it again after watching this. If anybody ever sees this, go back and look at it again. And the my problem with Showgirls, okay, I can fix it. Here's how you fix it. I think I can even fix the bipolar. The first scene of the movie should be Nomi coming out of a mental hospital and throwing her discharge papers and her medication down a sewer. Then the rest of the movie would make sense. Okay, the rest of the movie would make sense. Um, Also, too, I wouldn't have had that rape scene of the black girl in the end. I would have had her go up with Andrew and they have a romantic night, and he tells her to um uh, come with him on tour to be his because she's a seamstress. Come with me on tour and be my wardrobe woman. I think that would have fixed it, that part, because that rape scene wasn't necessary. I guess it was just because well, I don't know why, but I think I read somewhere or something that The writers, they were the same ones that did that Basic Instinct. I can't remember their names right now. That's why I know I'm getting tired, because when I get to I can't remember things, and that's when I know that I'm getting tired. Um I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense that they would make something so good, quote unquote, as Basic Instinct, and then I don't know what they were thinking. Oh, I know where I was going with that. With the when they showed it to audiences, I read somewhere that when they you know how they preview things to audiences, when they showed it to the audience, that the audience was really turned off by that, and he was saying in one of the other movies he took it out. In this movie he left the rape scene in, and I don't know why, except the only thing I could think now, innocently, the vehicle could be to show how strong the ice princess is, because she goes and, it's up to her. They don't call the cops. Hey, this little girl's been raped, and she's in the and I don't know why the people in the hospital didn't call the cops. They would have, but of course that's the vehicle of how it works. And I think it was kind of so that Nomi, or whatever her name is, gets to go take revenge. She has to be the one to go take the revenge, not the cops. Not take this thing to court, not this. But she'll be the one to to take care of business, make him pay for what he had done. Um, Also, I don't. It was really kind of. It was a lot of stuff that's in there that was really crazy to me, that didn't make a lot of sense. Um, it's one scene where they found her real name, and found out, all the stuff that had happened to her, and found out she really was a hooker, and found out that she really was, So I think her coming out of the mental hospital would explain a lot to people, and the whole movie would have made a whole lot more sense, because it doesn't make any sense, to me. So I think that's what I have to say about that. I'm at like almost 17, so I'm gonna end it. Oh, and how I would end it. I don't really think she could she can't stay in Las Vegas. She's done too much crap, and that's the only way, I guess, the only vehicle they could use was to have her leave. Have her leave town the same way she came in, after causing all this destruction, doing all this stuff, and ruining people's lives and all this stuff. That she gets to she actually injures another woman, so she can take her place. And I think it's just confused, and I think it's bipolar, and it's still one of my favorite movies. So I every time, and I love the audio commentary. I cannot remember the guy's name, and then that's why I know I'm tired, because I can't remember anything. But it was in the commemorative edition of the movie, and the guy is a writer, actually, from Seattle, actually, and he does his commentary, and he's fantastic. He's so funny. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna maybe change close one more time, and do one more, and then that's it. I gotta eat something and get some work done. So, oh, before I forget, I want to say go Magic. I want to say go Trions. I want to say go Dragonflies. I want to say hi to all my Japanese peeps over in Japan. I want to say hi to my cousins on the West Coast and the ones on the East Coast. And I want to say hello to my son, of course. My daughter-in-law's birthday is coming up. I mailed her card. I'm gonna have a couple of more cards and stuff to buy. I just have so much to do. I'm so tired. But okay, I'm gonna make one more. I'm gonna talk about the new book, and then that's it. So I'll see you guys